Alrighty, what is up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of Betting the Booth Podcast. Just gonna get everything set up and we'll be ready to go. Hope everyone's day's going well, week's going well, weekend going well. Obviously, short gap between episodes just because I had a bit of problem trying to do last week's episode on the usual Tuesday, but I was able to get it out. Had to do it Friday just due to complications I had with the guests. I hope you guys did enjoy that episode, by the way, and I would love if you guys could leave feedback on if you enjoyed it. There was supposed to be a second uncle doing the episode. He was, but he was not able to. Maybe down the line I'll maybe end up having him, but wasn't able to come on. But I hope you guys did enjoy that episode, and do let me know feedback. Because if I get enough positive feedback, it's someone I can consider having on again in the future. Um, Otherwise, though, but this week's gonna be normal. By the way, next week's episode is gonna be Monday, not Tuesday, because Monday I'm off for Labor Day, whereas Tuesday I'm gonna be fully back into the semester. You might as well take advantage of having a day off. So next week's episode is gonna be Monday, not Tuesday. But we'll still be the regular stuff, just gonna be a day earlier, just due to me being off on Monday, whereas Tuesday I am gonna be already fully back in the semester, and I still have to figure out how I'm gonna do the podcast over the semester. That's another story I still got to figure out. But just so you know, Monday next week it's gonna be Monday on Labor Day, and not Tuesday, September 2nd. So just wanted to make sure you guys all knew that. Going into next week's episode 186. Is there any other notes? Obviously I'm back in New York from South Carolina. I had some wackiness at the end of that trip. Trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. Besides, obviously week 0, not much really to care for, but I will cover I will mention the Ireland game, and then there's a few games that are top 25 teams going head to head that for week 1 I'll go over. Obviously there's the big one, and then there's like 2 smaller matchups. And college football week 1 is this weekend, which that's gonna be interesting. And then NFL starts in not this coming Sunday, the following Sunday, I believe it would be September 6th, if I'm not mistaken. September 7th. So next week's episode is also going to involve NFL season preview for me, my first week of NFL season predictions. So that's going to be coming back starting next week. So that's going to be fun to dive into. By the way, fun fact, and I actually made this document for my uncle, really, but since it's related to the podcast in a way, I'm actually going to show you guys this. So one of my uncles had asked me to do this for like a random reason, and they wanted me to basically go through all my predictions from 2024 season and how many I got right and wrong. Also wanted favorite or underdog for each, but I didn't go that far. But I'm actually going to show you guys this so you could see how I total went last season. There we go. Let's stop sharing that for a moment so I could share this. So every week it's is every game, and then I mark which I got correct and which I got incorrect, and you can see by week how many I got right and wrong. And so my grand total record from last year was 195 and 97. This is Excel document. If you're wondering what software this is Microsoft Excel. I've learned how to use this basically through high school and through college class. That's how I learned how to use it. But basically, the numbers are just formulas. For some of the numbers are formulas. Some of them are like from what uh from. Well, I guess really the each week total is just based off application, and the grand total is a gigantic formula of adding all these and then adding all these. Um, but yeah. So yeah, this was last season. Honestly, maybe I do it again for this year, the Excel document, but I don't know. We'll see. But I did do that for last year and did it for Uncle recently. So I would share. All right, let's dive into it. Welcome to this week's episode of Batting the Booth Podcast, episode 185. Thank you all so much for the support to this point. I very much appreciate it. Let's get right into it. So today's value of the grid. Reds 300 plus career homers and 30 plus stolen bases in the season. Mets, Braves, and Nationals. Okay. Mets, Reds, Tom Seaver fits here. John Franco fits here. Jay Bruce actually would probably be a good answer. 8%, a lot higher than I would have thought, admittedly, but okay. Braves, Reds. Braves and Reds. I don't think. Oh, no, actually, Griffey Sr. fits here. 4%, I will take that. Nationals, Reds, Drew Storen fits here. I'll use him. 0.7%, I will take that. 300 plus career homers, Mets. Sean Green have enough? Also, Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift are officially engaged. That happened today. Also, 2026 MLB schedule's out, by the way. Does fit, and he only has played for the Mets of these teams. 0.6%, I will take that. Braves 300 plus career home runs. Imagine Eddie Matthews would fit. I imagine Hank Aaron would fit. David Justice probably fits, right? Justice. Yes, he does, and I'm going to use him. Probably going to be a higher end answer, but as long as it's under 10%, I'll take it. 3% was not expecting it to be that low. I will definitely take that. Nationals, 300 plus career homers, which also does include Expos, by the way. Vlad, I imagine, would fit. Gary Carter, I imagine, would fit. I don't think Bryce Harper would have enough. Ryan Zimmerman, might not necessarily have enough. Does Moises Alou play long enough? He did. I'm gonna go Moises Alou. 2%, I will take that. Mets 30 plus stolen base season. Lindor, I for sure would fit there. Reyes would for sure fit there. Beltran, I imagine, fits there. Mm. He would have 30 plus stolen bases a season with the Mets. Any chance? I don't think it was. He's not really. I don't know if he would have for sure, but yeah, no, not even close. It was not even close. Um, well, we know would have been too old at that point. I doubt it, but yeah, that was kind of desperation guess. Um, Granderson, if you would have done it, would have been Yankees for sure, not Mets. But you know what? It surprised me. Yeah, no. He never was even close with Mets. Um, any chance you would have in your early career? No, got close actually in 2013, but no. Um, Daniel Murphy. Uh, what about you? No, I doubt it, but I don't know. Oh wow, actually he has. I mean, maybe a higher up answer, but then again, wasn't really known for stolen bases. 4% all things considered for David Wright. I will take that. Braves 3+ stolen base season. Obviously, I could go Cunha. Um, but that's gonna be like way too obvious. There's no way he's not like the top answer. Hank Aaron might have done it. Probably not. I'm trying to think who. I have a fun answer if he pulled it off. Question is, did he? Survey says yes. I'm gonna go Rafael Fertal. The national 10%. I was not expecting it to be that high, to be honest, but okay. 10 and then Nationals 30+ stolen base season. Obviously, answer would be Trey Turner. Nationals 30+ stolen bases, which also includes Expos. Any chance? Not. No, because it was more of Seattle that year. Thinking Victor Robles, but the only season he got 30+ most was with Wes. Yeah, I imagine it's not going to work. Oh wait, Alfonso Soriano did it. 5%, I'll take that. Total area score is 36. Top answers for each category. Reds, Mets at 22% is Tom Seaver, not surprised. Mets 300+ career home runs batting at 25% is Mike Piazza. Mets 30+ stolen base season at 27% is Jose Reyes, not shocking at all. Braves Reds at 17% is Deion Sanders. I forgot he played for underrated league. He played for both. That is crazy to think about. Braves 300+ career home runs batting at 22% is Chipper Jones. Braves 30+ stolen base season at 48%, as I predicted, was Ronald Acuna Jr. Nationals Reds at 22%, Pete Rose, of course. Nationals 30+ homers, 300+ career home runs at 24% is Bryce Harper. I actually feel like that was pretty recent when he got to 300 homers for career. Maybe I don't know. And then National 30+ stolen base season at 30% is Tim Raines. Now, let's shift for daily walk-off. We are doing Marlins Rays. Categories 2000 decade, top 5 in stolen bases, total bases, career 3+ silver sluggers through 2023, born in Texas State and born outside the 50 states and DC. I know maybe I'm going to say because he probably let's keep it like this and see how this goes. Okay, so it's definitely completely different for the international. What if I flip you two out? Does that do me anything? No, not at all. So I can only think these would be that. And then, does that do me anything? Nope. And I ran out of guesses. Okay, so I failed Marlin. So the full correct answer: 2000 decades top 5 in total bases. Luis Castillo, Mike Lowell, Miguel Cabrera. Career 3 plus time plus Silver Slugger through 2023. Pudge Rodriguez, Benito Santiago, and Edgar Renteria. Born in Texas, Kevin Slowey, Caleb Smith, Armando Almanzal, Almanza, and born outside of 50 states in D.C., Jorge Lopez, Will Omen, and Ricky Bones. Must be Canadians then. And then Rays, same categories, just different players. Toby Hall, Juan Cruz, Aubrey Huff, Jose Bautista, Jay Weong, So, Ryan Roberts, Fred McGriff, Jeff Neiman, Julio Franco, Tim Morris, Carlos Pena, and Wilson Ramos. I have a feeling it's going to be something like that. Nope, no. Okay. McGriff. What about that? Okay, definitely made more progress, but didn't get me a lot. Ramos, Cruz are probably there. Yes. And then just flip Pena and Bautista, and all fully correct. So full correct answers for the Rays. 2000 decades top 5 in total bases. Toby Hall, Carlos Pena, Aubrey Huff. 3 plus Silver Sluggers career through 2023. Fred McGriff, Julio Franco, Jose Bautista. Born in Texas, the state. Ryan Roberts, Jeff Neiman, Jim Morris. And born outside of 50 states in UTC. Juan Cruz, Jay Weong Seo, and Os. That's it for Daily Walk-Off for today. And now, to the main stuff for this week's episode. Because college football isn't really much, I'm just going to go through college football first. Week 0 was this past week, and the really only game of note is the Ireland game because all the other games pretty much were either blowouts or not really so big at the moment. Close game between Hawaii and Stanford. And Hawaii won on a game-winning field, and it's like, oh, congratulations, but who really cares unless you're a Hawaii or Stanford fan? But Kansas State was the Ireland game this year, and in a game where Kansas State's quarterback struggled. Iowa State, number 22, Iowa State beat number 17, Kansas State, 24-21. Last season, this was the start of the downfall of Florida State. From the year before. Could this maybe be the start of a downfall again, or maybe not? Well, then again, K-State didn't really. I don't think had a chance at the playoffs last year. Maybe not. But all right, and that is the Week 0 recap, and the Week 1 games of note. August 30th, so that is this Saturday. The big headline of the week is Texas traveling to Columbus, taking on Ohio State at 12 p.m. on Fox. Apparently, this is all on Texas for the fact that it's at 12 p.m. and on a night game. And then also that night, number 4, Clemson hosting number 9, LSU at 7:30 on ABC. I believe that game's at Clemson. Let me make sure. Yeah, at Clemson, not elsewhere. And then the last game of note between two ranked teams, not just one ranked team, two ranked teams, is August 31st. That is Sunday between number 6 Notre Dame at number 10 Miami, 7:30 on ABC. Those are the college football games to be of note for this week to keep an eye out for. The other games, well, they're not two ranked teams facing each other. It's like just a ranked team facing a team, but for the other teams, part of the preseason top 25, I will, by the way, not be covering rankings until the college football playoff rankings come out. Number 25, Boise State plays South Florida on Thursday, 5:30 on ESPN. Number 12, Illinois plays Western Illinois, 7:30 on Peacock on Friday. Number 24, Tennessee against Syracuse, 12 p.m. on ABC on Saturday from Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Number 20, Indiana taking on Old Dominion, 2:30 on FS1. Number 2, Penn State taking on Nevada, 3:30 on CBS/Paramount Plus. Number 5, Georgia hosting Marshall, 3:30 on ESPN. Number 8, Alabama Going to Florida State to take on the Seminoles, 3:30 on ABC. 22 Iowa State taking on South Dakota, 3:30 on Fox. Number 7, Oregon hosting Montana State, 4 p.m. on Big Ten Network. Number 18, Oklahoma hosting Illinois State, 6 p.m. on ESPN Plus / SEC Network Plus. Number 15, Florida taking on Long Island University, 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus / SEC Network Plus. North Dakota taking on Kansas State, 7 p.m. on ESPN Plus. Number 19, Texas A&M taking on UTSA, 7 p.m. on ESPN. Number 14, Michigan hosting New Mexico, 7:30 on NBC/Peacock. Number 23, Texas Tech hosting Arkansas Pine Bluff, 7:30 on ESPN Plus. Number 21, Ole Miss hosting Georgia State, 7:45 on SEC Network. Number 16, SMU hosting East Texas A&M, 9 p.m. on ACC Network. Number 11, Arizona State taking on Northern Arizona, 10 p.m. on ESPN Plus. And then that was all from Saturday for the most part. And then Sunday, other game. Number 13, South Carolina hosting Virginia Tech, 3 p.m. on ESPN. Or not hosting because it's at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. So that's pretty much college football games. Keep an eye out for. And we'll come back next week to see how things play out in college football. So MLB Weekly Recap. Going back to August 22nd, obviously usually would be from Tuesday to Tuesday, but last episode was Friday, so only from Friday. I also realized I didn't even post that I went live on TikTok. I'm gonna post. Get to see me rarity because I forgot. Hello, TikTok. I'm live with this week's episode of Any of the Booth podcast. We've got MLB Weekly Recap, Daily Walk-Off, Mag of the Grid, and College Football Week 0 Recap and Week 1 Preview. Go check it out. Link is always in bio. See you there. So, sorry about that. Realized I didn't post on TikTok that I've gone live. And now it's up. So, going back to August 22nd, Red Sox shut out the Yankees 1-0. First Red Sox 1-0 win over the Yankees since July 28th of 1994. Tigers beat the Royals 7-5. Vinny Pasquantino's 2-run homer in the ninth marks 5 straight games with a homer, tying 2021 Salvador Perez and 2002 Mike Sweeney for longest homer streaks in Royals history. Streak ended the next day with no homers and against the Tigers. Mets beat the Braves 12-7. Juan Soto's 2-run homer in the 7th and 2 walks mark sixth season with 25 plus homers and 100 plus stolen bases. That's the most of any player in MLB history before turning 27. Also marks 113 games with at least a homer and a walk before turning 27, which is third most behind Mickey Mantle 115 and June Fox's 114. Harvey McLean, 7 strikeouts, marks 15 strikeouts in his first 2 career outings, which is the second most in the first 2 career outings in Mets history behind 2012 Matt Harvey's 18. Twins beat the White Sox 9-7. Royce Lewis's grand slam homer in the 4th is his 6th career grand slam homer and his 40th homer overall, which ties Mike Stanley for second most within a player's first 40 career home runs behind Jim Northrup, 7. Mariners beat the A's 3-2. Brian Lewis, 7 innings pitched, marks 25 straight outings of at least 6 innings pitched this season, which is tied for second most in Mariners history behind 2010 King Velos 27 and tied with 1995 Randy Johnson. That's it for August 22nd. For August 23rd, Red Sox beat the Yankees 12-1, marks the Red Sox 8th game win streak versus the Yankees on the season, which is tied for second longest in Red Sox history behind 1912's 14 and tied with 2009 and passing 2023, 2021, 2011, 1974, 1948, and 1993-97. Streak ended the next day on loss in Sunday Night Baseball to the Yankees 7-2. Also from that game, Garrett Crochet's 11 strikeouts and 1 earned run marks 207 strikeouts on 44 earned runs this season in 26 outings, which makes him the 3rd Red Sox pitcher to achieve 200 plus strikeouts and less than 15 runs allowed in the first 26 outings of a season in Red Sox history, joining 2018 Chris and 2000 Pedro Martinez. And the Reds beat the Braves 9-2. Chris Starling Martinez, 2 stolen bases and an outfield assist and solo home run in the 7th makes him the first player to do so in a game since Luis Robert Jr. on August 5th, 2023. At 36 years and 318 days old, he's the second oldest player to do this since 1975, younger than May 2nd, 1997, Tony Gwynn Jr., 360 years and 358 days old. That's it for June 23rd. For June 24th, Dodgers beat the Padres 8-2. Shohei Ohtani's solo run in the 9th is his 41st homer this season on the leadoff spot, which is tied for most in the season, tied with 2023 Ronald Acuña Jr. Mariners beat the A's 11-4. Cal Raleigh's 2-homer game marks his 49th homer this season, which passes 2021 Salvi for most homers by a catcher primary in a season in MLB history, and is third most by a switch hitter hitting batter in a season behind 961 and 56 Mikey Mantle, 54 and 52. Also marks 9 multi-homer games this season, which is passes 961 Mickey Mantle's 8 for the most by switching batter in a season. Also 7 multi-homer games in a season playing catcher in that game is second most behind 2003 Javi Lopez's 8 and passing 1995 Mike Piazza's 6. And Yankees beat the Red Sox 7-2. Josh Chisholm Jr. and Trent Grisham having 2 homer games tells the Yankees' 7th individual multi-homer game in their last 16 games, as tied for most multi-homer efforts in a 6-game span with June 29th to July 5th, 2003 Red Sox. Also, are the first team in MLB history to have at least 2 players with multi-homer games in the same game in 3 separate games in a 6-game span. That's it for June 24th. For June 25th, the Red Sox beat the Orioles 4-3. Roman Anthony's leadoff homer in the 5th pitch of the game. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. At 21 years and 104 days old, makes him the youngest Red Sox player with a leadoff homer, passing August 1st, 1939, Bobby Doerr, 21 years, 116 days old. Rays beat the Guardians 9-0. Junior Camaro's 2-homer game marks 39 homers this season, making him the 6th youngest player with 39-plus homers in the season in MLB history. Older than 1929, Mel Ott of the New York/San Francisco Giants at 20 years, 218 days old. He finished with 32 home runs in the end. One moment. 1956, Frank Robinson of the Reds, 21 years, 30 days old. 2019, Ronald Acuña Jr. at Braves, 21 years, 285 days old, where he had 41 homers. Take off Frank Robinson, I'm realizing, because he only had 38. 1953, Eddie Matthews, the Milwaukee Braves, now Atlanta Braves, 21 years, 349 days old, where he finished with 47 home runs. And 2017, Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers at 22 years, 80 days old. Also marks 12 homers this month, which is 4th most in the calendar month, younger than 22 years old, behind May 1959, Harmon Killebrew of the Senators, now Twins, and July 1937, Joe DiMaggio of the Yankees, 15. July 1980, Bob Horner of the Braves, 14. And August 2019, Gleyber Torres with the Yankees. June 2017, Cody Bellinger of the Dodgers. And May 2015, Bryce Harper of the Nationals. And July 1954, Eddie Matthews of the Milwaukee Braves/Atlanta Braves, 13. And Tigers beat the A's. Tigers lost the A's 8-3. Tariq Skubal, 12 strikeouts and 0 walks, marks 7 outings with 10-plus strikeouts and 0 walks in this season, which is tied for most in the season since 1900, tied with 2019 Garrett Cole. Also has 10-plus strikeout games in the season, which is tied for second most in a season in Tigers history, behind 1971 Mickey Lolich and 11, tied with 1969 Mickey Lolich, and passing 1946 Hal Newhouser. That is it for the north part of this week's episode. Now for standings update in one moment. Also, I am officially starting to cover wildcard standings as well, because that is now relevant. So standings update, which will include today's games, which will reload to include today's games. But I won't cover today's games next episode. Starting with the AL East, Blue Jays in first place, 77-55, followed by the 72-60 Red Sox, followed by the 71-60 Yankees, followed by the 64-68 Rays, followed by the 16-71 Orioles. In the AL Central, the Tigers in first place, 78-55, followed by the 67-65 Royals, followed by the 65-60 Tiger Guardians, followed by the 59-72 Twins, followed by the 48-83 White Sox. In the AL West, the Astros in first place of 72-59, followed by the 71-61 Mariners, followed by the 66-67 Rangers, followed by the 62-69 Angels, followed by the 61-72 A's. In the NL East, the Phillies in first place of 76-55, followed by the 70-61 Mets, followed by the 62-69 Marlins, followed by the 59-72 Braves, followed by the 53-78 Nationals. In the NL Central, the Brewers in first place at 82-50, followed by the 76-55 Cubs, followed by the 68-64 Reds, followed by the 65-67 Cardinals, followed by the 57-75 Pirates. And in the NL West, Dodgers in first place 75-57, followed by the 74-58 Padres, followed by the 64-68 Diamondbacks, followed by the 63-68 Giants, followed by the 37-94 Rockies. And then as for just give me a moment. Reload this. Just make sure up to. Starting with the AL wildcard standings, top seeds, Red Sox are a game up over everyone, followed by the Yankees, who are a half game up, followed by the Mariners, who are not any games up, are just neutral. And then behind them, which I only count if you're like under 10 games back, once you're 10 games back, I don't consider having a chance. But either way, third is Royals, 4 games back. Fourth is Rangers, 5.5 games back. Cleveland also 5.5 games back, tied for fourth. Followed by the Rays, 7 games back in sixth. Followed by the Angels at 8.5 games back in seventh. And then in the National League, the Cubs have the top spot, 6 games up. Followed by the Padres, who are 3.5 games up. Followed by the Mets. And then third place is the Reds at 2.5 games back. Followed by the Cardinals, 5.5 back. Followed by the Diamondbacks, 6.5 back. Followed by the Giants, 7 games back. And followed by the Marlins, 8 games back. And now, as for the games currently going on, have not started yet. And the one game that's gone final, Guardians beat the Rays 3-0. As for the games currently going on and that are going to be starting soon, Red Sox leading the Orioles 5-0 bottom 9. Braves and Marlins tied at 2 top 9. Blue Jays beating the Twins 4-2 bottom 6. Royals losing the White Sox 1-0 bottom 6. And Yankees beating the Nationals 3-1 top 6. Phillies losing the Mets 5-2 bottom 5. Cardinals losing the Pirates 8-2 bottom 4. Or end of 4. Brewers leading the Diamondbacks 6-0 top 4. Angels losing the Rangers 5-0 middle of 3. Astros losing the Rockies 4-1 top 3. As for the games have not started yet. Padres Mariners 9:40 Dylan Cease against Luis Castillo. Cubs Giants 9:45 Matthew Boyd against Justin Verlander, who's only had 1 hit win on the season. Tigers at A's at 10:05 Charlie Moore against it's Voldo Beto. And then 10-10 Reds at Dodgers, Nick Martinez against Clayton Kershaw. And that's it for this week's episode of the podcast. Thank you so much for listening. If you're new on YouTube, leave a like and subscribe on the notification bell. I'm notified when I go live and post a new video. If you're new on audio, follow the podcast, leave a review, notification bell to notify when I post on there. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I'll see you on Monday for episode 186. Bye-bye.